Hi, my name is Kyle. I'm going to be making one of the most best potato dishes I ever had. So what I have here, I have russet potatoes that came from Iowa. Also, I peeled the potatoes using the vegetable peeler. I also submerged it with some lukewarm water to making sure to get rid of any excess starches. So I'm going to cut it to thinly slices and then we're going to be ready to prepare it. So here's the potatoes, thinly slices, and it should look like this. Okay, next you're going to need a large white onions that slice it into rings. Just thinly slice it, or you can slice it if you want to, but it's up to you. Or you can dice it if you want to, or you can mince it or chop it, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to set this aside, and then we're going to finish the rest of the ingredients. So in a saucepan, I melt 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I turn it on low heat. So we don't want to burn the butter. So I'm whisking together. And I'm going to sprinkle with 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And then you just want to make a roux paste. So we don't want to raw flour in there in the butter. So as soon as I get to the paste of the roux, just making for the mac and cheese. This is going to do for the sauce, and then we're going to add the milk. So I turn on high, I put in 2 1/4 cups of whole milk that I'm going to keep whisking it until, before it's going to get slightly thickened, I'm going to season with some 4 teaspoons of salt and ground black pepper according to taste, and a half teaspoons of garlic powder. I'm going to go get the pepper. Just sprinkle that. I'm also going to put in half teaspoons of garlic powder. Now you want to whisk those together. Like I say, you have to make sure to keep whisking it until it comes really thickened. Okay, so it is very nice and slightly thick on high heat. So I turn off the heat. We don't want to burn the sauce. So this is for the bechamel sauce. So I'm going to let this to set this aside, and then we're going to assemble for the potato dishes. Alright, it's time to assemble for the potatoes. So I preheat the oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So to make sure it's already preheated, I'm going to brush it with melted butter into the 9 by 13 inch pan. But you can also put in a casserole dish if you want to, but it's up to you. So I'm brushing with the butter into the pan because I don't want to get sticky on the bottom and the sizes. So I brush with the butter into the pan, and then we're going to start with those thinly sliced potatoes that we just peeled and submerged. So I'm going to use my hands to for the half of the potatoes. Potatoes go first with that, and then we're going to do the next layer, the onions. Now I'm going to sprinkle with some sharp cheddar cheese. So I'm going around top of the potatoes and onions. Just gonna sprinkle on top to cover that. Then I'm going to sprinkle with the Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to 1 tablespoon to sprinkle at a time. With that, so I like to put half of those cheese, both of those. Now I'm going to finish up those potatoes. So that's 8 medium-sized russet potatoes and 1 large white onions. So I'm going to pour the sauce that we just heat up nice and thick, right all over the potatoes to cover it. So let's finish up with the cheese. I'm going to put like 2 cups at a time of the sharp cheddar cheese. Just cover the cheese onto the potatoes, then the Parmesan cheese. So that's 5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and 1 tablespoon. That's a 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese. So once you finish layering, you're going to put this in the oven for 20 minutes until the potato is nice and cooked and the cheese is fully melted. So I'll be back and show you how it looks like. Alright, the potato's done. Comes out of the oven. You can see the sauce comes to a bubble and the cheese is melted, and then it's almost nice and tender on the potatoes. So you want to let this there until it's warm, and then we'll be ready to serve. But anyway, for that, and here's the finished scalloped potatoes. Enjoy.